Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Again, I think there
Oh,
was some internet glitch. Waiting for Ramya ma'am to join.
yeah, Nanda, I think I can hear you now.
Yeah, just waiting for Ramya ma'am to join. Sorry, there was some internet glitch. Yeah, sorry, Ramya ma'am. There was
Is it
some.
back up now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, sorry, we just missed that particular portion where you were talking, ma'am.
No, that's okay. Do we have the viewers joined back in?
Yes, yes, they'll be. Yeah, you can continue, ma'am.
I can continue. Okay. All right. Uh, one of the
The light was light green. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. So sorry, viewers. I don't know where the internet glitch happened. Waiting for Karthik and Ramya ji to join again.
Hi, Nanda. Hopefully you can hear me now.
Yeah, you both got stuck for a moment.
Okay.
I'm
Can you
so
hear us?
sorry about this. This usually
No
doesn't
worries.
happen. I don't know why this happened.
It's okay, Nanda. It's the AI age. Technology has to keep us on our toes.
We'll just club and bring together. Yeah, we just had some 3K viewers. I request the viewers to please join again. So sorry for this. Yeah, fine. Well, like like what I mean, we were talking about people who were stuck at the middle level of management or somebody below that. So maybe there was a precious formula that they had to listen from you. The internet stole it away. So sorry to the viewers. We'll try to club both the videos and then present you again. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Uh, a single piece of advice: if you are doing everything right, in your career. You are the hard worker, sitting at the desk, making sure everything gets done correctly. You are mentoring other people. People look up to you and come to you constantly. And if you're still not moving forward, in addition to what Karthik mentioned, one of the reason could be that you're not advocating for yourself very well. So it's important to be buried at the desk, go out, advocate for your career. A single piece of advice that I got very early on my career is your career is your responsibility, not anyone's else. So it's important that we are advocating for what we want to do ahead in a career. I would also balance that with a lot of folks who tend to have a shorter lifespan of their career in any organization. People, I feel, are not spending enough time at one place to actually learn and build on their skill set. There's just a lot of, yeah, I wouldn't want to use the term job hopping specifically, but there's definitely a business that you early work, and more importantly, because if you don't have a good understanding of how to invest time in growing in it.
Absolutely. And you also mentioned about one of your conversations, ma'am. Uh, how do you pick the people who are right for your organization after a seasoned employment?
Did you mean seasoned employees, as in who work for the short time of the
Huh.
period in a year, or did you
Yeah.
mean people who leave frequently?
No, no, I'm talking about people whom most of the CPA firms or the accounting firms hire during the tax season, like H&R block style, like they hire them for a little while. Now, how do you make them, on rolls? How do you make them permanent? I mean, what are the attributes that you look for even in a seasoned employee?
Oh, it's a great question. And it goes back to what value do you bring to the ecosystem?
Hmm.
Are you there as a seasoned employee only working on what was assigned to you, or are you raising your hand and saying, hey, how can I help? Are you planning for the off season work while you are there? How do you make yourself valuable enough that you are no longer seen as a seasoned employee, but someone sees more value in you and say, hey, wait a minute, this person has a lot of skill set, and I want to be around this person not only for 2 months of the year, but I want to be with them for the whole year. Believe me when I say that in the accounting industry, as much as there is a large audience and a large market for seasoned employees, we do want employees that are long term and permanent. We are constantly looking for employees who are going to be with us throughout the year, supporting, helping, learning, growing through all phases of the profession. The solution to go for the season market is simply because someone has only 2 months to give, or someone has other commitment for the rest of the year, or someone has only very small specific niche that they're not able to expand on. If you look at the accounting and tax profession, especially in the global talent hub in the accounting, we do want a lot more full-time employees.
Truly. Do you want to add anything to that, sir?
No, I think Ramya already covered it. I think it's someone who's going to take initiative, right? How are you going the extra mile? How are you standing out? If everybody is going to do the same thing, how are you going to be the person who somebody's going to pick as an organization? Somebody's going to show that initiative, saying even if I don't have the knowledge, these are things that I'm bringing to the table, which will help me. And knowledge can be learned, as everybody knows, over a period of time. So anybody who has the intent will learn what they need to do on the technical side. But what is it that you can bring to the table? I think always those attributes is what organizations and we look for. Is saying someone who has that spark, someone who has that initiative, and wants to do things and is looking ahead and bringing something else to the table.
Ramya ma'am, this question is for you. You must have seen, so many USA tax seasons, and there'll be so many freshers or people who are experienced who must be joining there. Now you train them, they stay with the company for a little while, and the time you want to promote them as a manager or leader, and then they take their wings and fly away. So how do you comfort yourself as a leader, and how do you replace that position, in the organization? Have you encountered anything like that, foremost?
Plenty,
Yeah.
plenty. It's a new reality.
Hmm.
Uh, Two things, yeah, I believe personally. First, every employee should do what's best for them
Hmm.
and what's best for their career. Selfishly and sometimes non-selfishly, we are there to advise on the best course of action that they should take in their career. Sometimes people will leave, and we will look at the jobs that they're taking, or the switch that they're making, and we would look at them and say, great, you should definitely do that. It's a wonderful opportunity. You may or may not get this opportunity again. Go for it. And there are times where people will take an opportunity and will be scratching our head, and I'm like, why are you doing this? This doesn't make sense. Why are you, this doesn't fit into your career goals. And at the end of the day, you have to respect an employee's decision to choose whatever career they want to choose. The way you take comfort in that is when you stop looking at it as a need that only serves your purpose. And this is especially true for the India ecosystem. We have talked about this in a lot of other forums as well. One of the things that at Eisner and we're very, very proud of that. One of the things that Eisner that we have done differently from the rest of the industry um, is we are not hiring people to solve for a small part of problem. We are not hiring them to be the number punchers. We are not hiring them to do data entry. We are hiring them to be a true accountant. So, which means that when I hire an employee in United States, I am not asking him to punch the numbers in the Excel worksheet. He is an accountant. He comes in, he does accounting, he handles his client, and whatever his client needs, he provides services. If he doesn't know, he learns. We are very aware that we want our India team to be client serving accountant. They are not there for a small process efficiency, process improvement, whatever we want to call them. We want them to operate as a true accountant. Now, we do know that when we build a model where we are treating everyone as an accountant, they're doing full blown accounting from start to finish. They're doing everything from talking to the client, fees negotiation, understanding the scope of the work, actually doing for the work, billing and collection. So they're truly operating as client serving employees and not someone sitting in India doing back office work. We are very aware of that. We do understand that sometimes, not sometimes, all the times, we put best trained people in the market. So when our people leave, we know that they're best trained, they are really performing, at this level. And if they choose to leave for whatever reason they're choosing to leave, we are okay with it because that is our contribution to the accounting profession. We're not creating machines. The AI is there for that. We are creating the future advisors. We want people to look at tax, understand the compliance, and then be a true advisor to their clients. So, we all have a way to give it back to our community, right? We do food drive, we do blood drive, we do backpack drives, we do plenty of things. We like to believe that our investment in people is building the strong foundation of accountants in India who understand US accounting. They know everything from start to finish. And we are doing our part in the accounting society by sending out the trained employees out. We like to believe that we are giving enough career, focus, future, and leadership within our organization. But it would be naive to think that everybody who joins us is going to stay with us. We would want people to expand their horizon, open up their wings and do different things, and then come back to us to strengthen our own ecosystem.
Because I see, a lot of companies saying the same thing. because we keep placing people, so we keep hearing that often.
It's a new reality. It is a new reality. It's very difficult. The market is extremely temperamental, and I believe that there is a lack of guidance on how a new employee, when they join an organization, what should they do in the first few years. When you invest 3 4 5 years with an organization and then you leave, that makes sense because you're leaving to pursue something different. What is heartbreaking is when people leave in 8 months, people leave in 1 year, and they don't leave once, they keep leaving every organization in 1 year because there is better opportunities somewhere else available. But I think they do a disservice to them because they're so focused on jumping so many times that they have not really understood the profession, they have not really understood the art of accounting, they have not really understood their job. So the future version of themselves, they're going to have some struggle in validating what skills they really picked up along the way. So
Very, very important. Students, you got to listen to
Yes.
this. Though you don't like it, you got to listen to this. She said three, 4, and 5, not some 8 months or 1 year. So, anything you want to add to it, Karthik sir? I mean, people who keep
No,
switching jobs, or you know,
yeah, I think you have to do it. If you're looking to switch jobs, I think you got to do it for the right reasons. And I think there is yes, and you also got to give yourself some time and the organization some time for you to be able to say, okay, is this a good place for me to be able to grow my career? Ultimately, having what is it that you're looking to achieve, right? If your goal is to build a strong career, you have to look at how that's going to help you, whether in this current organization, in what role. So I think that clarity, and I think you got to give yourself some time. You can get knowledge at the tip of by accessing chat gpt and whatnot,
yeah,
but you can't get wisdom. So you got to give it time. Wisdom comes with time and experience. So I think it's very important people understand that if you're an organization or in a role which is not going to cater to where you would want to pursue your career, then making a switch makes sense. And I can tell you, organization, and we definitely do that. Sometimes when we have people, we feel, hey, there's an opportunity for you to be able to grow somewhere else, and if somebody's looking to it, we encourage them. Hey, that makes sense. This is a good move for you. We would love for you to come back at a later point in time, and we have had so many people who have done that. But at that point in time, if they find a good opportunity, they said, "Hey, we want to wish you the very best. You're still part of our family. Just because you're going to a different organization doesn't change that, and you're going to be very proud of what you're going to do. But do it for the right reasons. Do it for building your career. If you're going to be short-sighted in some of your approaches, then it's going to you will see that impact. And you ask that question, right? Some people might get impacted and not able to move up to the next level. Sometimes that can also be one of the reasons why, because you've not really had time to build on those, because you've just been moving around and you've not kind of laid down roots in an organization for you to be able to grow. You don't have to always be in one organization all the time, but if you not spend that enough time and build that gravitas, it's very difficult for you to be able to have that experience and exposure.
well, wonderful. I mean, it's been like almost like 90 plus minutes. Thank you so much, both of you, for being there for more than an hour. Uh, so, if you could leave, one message for students and young professionals watching this session, and people, I'll be taking up any questions. If you want to ping in the comment section, please do ping. I think I have covered most of them. Let me not hold them for another 30 minutes or so. Quickly, if you have any questions, please type in the comment section. I'll take this up, for from both of you. So in the meantime, if there's any one message that you both, want to tell the young professionals, what would it be based on your recent experience with people?
I can go first, and probably I can wrap it up in that is that I would always say, and I think something I mentioned earlier as well in the show, it is that you have to pursue your passion. Because if you're going to be able to build something which is sustainable, at the heart of it, you have to love what you do. And that's one of our slogans within the organization, and we believe that, we live that, because there will be days when you'll be hitting the highs. There will be days when you will not be hitting those highs. But how do you get through those days? It's fundamentally, you got to love what you're doing. You may not love every aspect of it. That may be a little utopian dream in terms of it, but fundamentally at the core of it, you got to enjoy what it is. And I think that's what I would always say. Always pursue things which you are passionate about, because you will excel at it, and when you excel at it, you'll enjoy it even more. And when we have faced some difficulties, when you face certain pitfalls, you will have the strength and the motivation to go to get past that. Fundamentally, if you love what you're doing, if not, then it's going to be a very difficult task to motivate yourself. And we can have external motivation, but self motivation is always going to help. So that's my message, that if you want to say, is pursue your passion.
Yeah. And another question, to both of you, one of the questions that came up is, at any point in time, have you not thought of doing something on your own?
Oh gosh, so many times. Um, I'm definitely very passionate about teaching, and somewhere it has been a lifelong desire to do teaching full time. And I believe that is, or being a coach or a mentor. And I'm sure as I look at the next decade or so of my career, I'm going to try and see how I can weave into that, where I can start building something of my own that feeds more to your soul than to your stomach. We'll see how that evolves.
Ma'am, we are with the arms wide open in case you want to teach any subject. I mean, in your free time.
Of course.
One of the other questions that came up is like, what's this? I'm sure this from a practicing, tax leader. So, what's the difference between a leader and a boss? We want to be leaders, but often, team leaves us or they behave irresponsibly. So it sometimes forces us to act like bosses. So, what should we do in such situation?
The very
I think
fact that this gentleman is saying
yeah.
is that it forces you to act like a boss means that this person is already thinking like a leader.
Mm,
Because a leader will never think that they're acting like a boss, or like a boss will never feel. So,
mm,
right there, you have it right. You are already thinking like a leader.
mm,
Sometimes, people will not see your point of view or the visibility of any situation that you may have. You are welcome to lead however you lead. And every way you lead, you're leading as a leader. You just have to make sure that you're empathetic, you are agreeing with your team, and you're still telling them that, yes, I do see your point of view, but in this scenario, this is the best outcome we have. So, the most difficult thing a leader has to do is to take a decision. Everybody wants to be a nice person. Nobody wants to be a bad cop. Everybody wants to be a good cop.
mm.
But at the end of the day, we are also responsible for leading organizations. We are responsible for delivering results. And we are responsible in making sure that we're able to strike that balance in how we lead. So if sometimes leading, you need to lead with a stick, you need with a stick, and if you need to lead with a carrot, you lead with a carrot. Have conviction in how you are leading, and at the core of it, if your intent is right, your approach is right, don't be shy away from being a true leader. A true leader is not someone who's always nice. A true leader is not someone who's always saying yes. Leadership is hard, it is very, very difficult. And when you are a leader leading a group of people, no one else is in your position to understand how difficult the job is. And leadership is a lonely position. You can have a lot of support system, but at the end of the day, how you lead, what decision you make, you are accountable and responsible for it. So don't be so hard on yourself. You always cannot be a good cop. Sometimes you have to be a bad cop too.
Another question is, does AI change how you assess performance, promotion, and accountability? Anyone?
Yeah, I think I would say it is. It is going to make an impact, right? If you're going to incorporate AI into everything that you're doing, if it is going to have an impact on it. But I think at the same time, looking at it and saying, how are you enabling that, right? When it's a performance and promotion, again, and I think Ramya had touched upon it, right? It's when with the advent of AI, your roles or anyone's roles is now adept at AI. So your chance it to your heart, and you're not able to carry that in what you're doing, it does make a difference in that regard. But again, it's and in terms of tool in that in your kitty to be able to enhance that and be able to grow your careers and go into a career which is very different than what you're doing right now. We have seen so many people evolve and found their passion sometimes in terms of what they're doing and then say, hey, this is a new area that I think I'm really interested in and I want to build my career there. So I think those are all opportunities for you to be able to say, how you can enhance your. But at the end of the day, you're still going to be accountable for. On
Do you think we missed relevant to this kind of forum? Anything uh, did I or anything that you feel you want?
I
I
think
would say
we
that
have
I think we've
covered
had a good.
most of.
Yeah,
Go
go.
ahead, Karthik.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to take this then. Um, we had a broad range of questions. And I think we did a very good job in addressing a lot of topics. You did a phenomenal job, keeping us on track and giving all the relevant questions that is important for your audience. Uh, Not a question, but a thought. Um, the world is changing faster than we can keep pace with. Every day when you wake up, there is something new that is happening. How we build and shape our life and career in next 20 years, and it is especially important for the younger staff or the younger students that are graduating right now. We When we graduated, we had the advantage that we knew how our career looked like. We knew that if we studied the books, passed the exam, joined the job, did a couple of years as a staff, then became senior, then became manager. If we did this, we knew that we could write a decent career. What is challenging for the students that are graduating now is there is no cookie cutter path that is laid out in front of you. The world that you are arriving in is constantly evolving and constantly changing, not by the years, it's by months, weeks, and days. Every day there is a new tool. There is a lot of noise and clutter in the ecosystem. It's very important for you to stay focused on what is the problem that you're going to solve for, and then look for different ways you can solve for that. More than any generation before you, one of the most important skill set you are going to need is the ability to adapt and evolve as new things come your way. You don't have the luxury, and of course your generation is a lot more agile than we were. You are already a lot more flexible, open-minded, and you're ready to explore, but you have to make sure that you keep your professional curiosity and you're building that into your daily routine, because the world that we all live in and the world that you are going to build in is changing much faster than we all can keep pace with.
Yeah, yeah, that's very well said. So before we close, I just want to pause for a moment and express something very important to both our speakers, Ramya and Karthik, on behalf of iLead Tax Academy, our students, professionals, peers, and everyone who joined us today. Thank you so much for joining us. You both spent more than 2 hours with us today with a little bit of internet disruption and sharing not just your knowledge but your journeys, leadership experiences, and real life experiences. So, time is the most valuable asset for leaders at your level,
Yes.
and your willingness to invest it here, especially Karthik sir, at 11 in the night, it speaks volume about how you both are as professionals and as people also. So, this was not just a session, but it was more of a mentorship, at a different scale. So, thank you very, very much for joining
Absolutely.
today.
Pleasure to be here, and thank you for this opportunity as well. I think it was great. I think overall we enjoyed it as well. As long as, and hopefully everyone found value in it as well.
Definitely,
Thank you,
definitely.
Nanda, for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I look forward to see you soon in another 40 session. Yeah,
Take care. Bye bye.
thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
So, to our students and young professionals, watching this today, you didn't just hear about careers, in tax and accounting. You saw what long-term growth, discipline, humility, and leadership really look like. If only you paid attention to their lines. People who keep job, hopping jobs. If they have been with company, for so many years, probably more than a decade, there's so much trust that the company and its people have deposited into those kind of leaders. I mean, people want to be called as leaders, but there are many other factors that define. So take these lessons seriously. Careers are built over years, not just months. Skills matter, but again, values matter even more. And leadership is all about people, responsibility, and consistency, improvement in what you are doing. If you carefully listened to their conversation, you already received guidance, that can save you years of confusion. Probably, we had two parts of this video, but that's absolutely fine. Please do take time, watch, and if you're a leader in your organization, whatever you have learned from this session, please do type in the comment section and let us know. And once again, we wanted to thank our speakers for today, Ramya ma'am and Karthik sir. Thank you for your generosity, your patience, and your commitment in shaping our students and the next generation at large. To everyone watching, this is exactly why 40, the tax stock, the tax titan stock exists. So this is Nanda Kumar signing off, and remember, as I always say, titans are not born, they are built. If you know a leader whom we should interview, please do write to me. That's my email address, asknanda at ileadtax.com, or WhatsApp. uh, Call our office, and our team will definitely reach you out. I'll see you soon in the next 40 session and our student success story with yet another interesting personality. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. And thanks to Ramya and Karthik once again. Thank you very much.